Hey guys, welcome to another episode from Jack Tembo. It's me, your host, Jack Tembo. In case you're new here, I am a software engineer, founder, and CEO of DevMind Technologies Limited, a company registered in Zambia, Africa, as well as the United Kingdom, which is Europe. So, in this video, we're going to talk about how I got started as a software engineer in Africa. In other words, how I became a software engineer in Africa. Without further ado, let's dive in and get started. Okay, I'm going to share a little bit about how I became a software engineer right here in Africa. So, how it got started, how I moved and traversed, and so on. So, let us not waste time. Let's dive into the content. So, I didn't grow up in a family of tech. You see, I wasn't born coding. In fact, I had no background in programming at all. I didn't know anything about programming. I didn't know what the word programming means. I didn't know anything about computers. So, everything that I've learned from web development, APIs, cybersecurity, it's all self-taught. I've been teaching myself all these things. I didn't learn these things from university or college, no. Even though I've attended the actually the best university in Zambia, which is the University of Zambia. I was a student out there, and I dropped out from that university. This clearly shows that I didn't learn anything from university. Yeah, but the time that I went to university, I already knew how to code. I was already a full-baked software engineer. Yeah, so I just wanted to understand um, the way I started. I wanted to understand how websites work, you see, and I went down the rabbit hole. That wasn't easy. That wasn't easy at all. So, at the beginning, yeah, at the beginning it wasn't easy. I didn't have fancy equipment or fast internet connection. I was using what I had. Yes, because you use what you have to get what you want. This is what wise men said. Use what you have to get what you want. Yeah, so sometimes I could use outdated machines like HP notebook. Those were the type of computers or laptops that I was depending on. Old model laptops because I didn't have money at that time. I didn't have the capacity of buying a modern laptop, you see. And mostly I was relying on free resources. I go there on the internet, I download free books, I watch free YouTube tutorials, and tons of trials and errors, you see. But I stayed consistent. I didn't want to give up. Yeah, so in terms of the tech stack that I began with, the first programming language that I started is Python. Yes. So, because before I could start reading books on which programming language I'm going to go for, I first did a research myself on which programming language is very easy for beginners. And when you don't know anything about programming, you usually make calculated searches to say maybe you open your browser there and start typing in top 10 programming languages in the world. Then the list is going to show up on Google there. You have Python, JavaScript, Java, what? They're going to come up. So now it is really up to you, based on the features that you see on different blog posts or maybe YouTube tutorials or YouTube videos that actually talk about different programming languages. So, depending on which one is going to excite you, is what you're gonna pick, and also depending on your ultimate goal. Do you want to become a web developer? Do you want to become a mobile application developer, or you want to write automated scripts? You want to go into ethical hacking and penetration testing? There are many factors actually that are going to determine. So, I had to choose Python because my path was the Python way. Python way, I wanted to become an ethical hacker so that I can be able to secure systems for companies, including my company actually. like the way I'm doing it right now, which is kind of like partial dream come true. Yeah. So I learned the fundamentals of Python programming language. After I became familiar with Python syntax. Python actually is the programming language that taught me the fundamentals of programming. This is why even this time around, Python is my default language. Whenever a problem comes in, I first think it in Python before I could implement it in any other programming language, because my foundation was Python. And it is very true that foundation matters, because mostly, if let me not say if, myself, I was raised with the Python programming language. So I became versatile in this language. I explored this language and I went deep into this language like a religion. So after I learned the fundamentals of Python, I started looking at how to build websites with Python. This is when I got into Django. Django is a framework, a full stack framework that enables you to build full stack applications using Python. Yeah. So that changed everything. I started building full stack web applications, front end and back end, using Django. Uh, Also, Django enables me to understand how APIs work. I started building APIs, application programming interfaces, using Django REST framework. And I actually fell in love with it. And I'm still falling in love with it. I'll never stop coding. Yeah. Eventually, I started getting clients, little by little. Small gigs at first, then bigger ones. Then I thought to myself, I think now that I'm gigs, gigs like $1,000, $2,000, $1,500. I was like, I think I need to register a company. This is how I registered my own company called DevMind Technologies Limited and began working with businesses both locally and internationally. Because uh, after learning these techs, you find that you're too excited. You want to start your own venture of business. You're like, no, I want to become the next Steve Jobs. I want to become the next Bill Gates, the next Elon Musk. You're like, how am I going to start? This journey is not easy, especially if you start up a company. You have a lot of responsibilities. With great power comes great responsibility. So, with this company, DevMind Technologies Limited, I've built a payment gateway system called DevPay. So this payment gateway system enables people globally to accept payments for mobile money in Africa, as well as major cards like Visa and MasterCard. I've also built a platform for medical appointments. I've also created the point of sale system. Yeah, these are not just demo projects, they are live systems which are working right now, this time around as I'm talking. They're using them in real world to process real transactions. Probably some of you have probably used these systems, but you don't know that I'm the one who built those. This is how it works. You can never know. Yeah. So along the way, I got into ethical hacking and network security. That came from a desire to protect the systems that I was building, and now I do penetration testing as well. On that one, I consider myself even better than programming. Even though programming is, yeah, I'm good, because that is my fundamental thing that I do on a daily basis. So I use tools like Kali Linux, the operating system, Web Suite, Nmap. I even simulate inside attacks as part of my penetration learning lessons. I create a penetration testing lab. Then I try to create virtual machines using Docker or some other Linux virtual machines in the cloud, then try to test their security or find vulnerabilities. Yeah. So, if you're watching this video and you're wondering if it's possible to become a software engineer in Africa, I'm telling you, it is. It is 100% possible. In fact, I'm not saying that it is 100% possible. It is 101% possible because myself, I'm an African and I'm a software engineer. Yeah. So, for you to become a software engineer, you don't need a MacBook or a degree in software engineering or computer science. You don't at all. You don't. You just need consistency, curiosity, and willingness to learn and keep on learning, because learning never stops in this software engineering universe. So you use what you have. You just have to use what you have, definitely. Build projects, use what you have, share your work. That's how it all started for me. And here, I'm very familiar with most of the software engineering things. Backend, I do. Frontend, mobile apps, uh, machine learning, and AI, I do all this. So, guys, if this inspires you in any way, drop a comment. I would love to hear about your journey too. I also want to hear where you're starting from, how you're moving, how Africa is taking you as a software engineer. Of course, uh, yeah, like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I've got so much more content coming. Catch you next time. Bye bye.